In October 2022, YouTuber Chris Hill, the creator behind Urbex Hill, released a chilling video documenting his late-night exploration of an abandoned power substation. Known for uncovering eerie places filled with whispers of paranormal activity, Chris regularly dives into forgotten structures that carry dark histories and ghostly legends. This time, his investigation led him to the Cedar Avenue substation in Cleveland, Ohio, a facility built in 1917 and celebrated as the first automatic substation for the Cleveland Railway Company. It once powered the electric streetcars that shaped the city's growth. But when transit technology advanced, the building was permanently shut down on June 5, 1948. After decades of decay, locals began reporting ghost sightings, strange noises, and unexplained movements inside the structure. Ignoring its reputation as one of Cleveland's most haunted locations, Chris entered the substation alone under the cover of darkness. The interior was in ruins. Cracked walls, debris, and even decaying animal remains littered the floor. Determined to capture every detail, he installed several infrared cameras throughout the site. His descent into the basement, however, would reveal something far beyond the natural world.
Whoa. It's noticeably colder in here. What the hell? If you stand right here, it's kind of warm, like normal temperature. But as soon as you go in here, it gets cold. That is creepy as hell. Shit. Whoa, that is weird. That is weird. Like, I'm not joking on it. It's noticeably colder. Shit, this is gonna be creepy. Oh God, help me. I keep thinking I hear somebody talking. I wonder what these things are used for. It's like these shells are all connected, it seems like. Damn. Can't tell though.
As soon as Chris stepped into one of the lower rooms, he felt an abrupt and unnatural chill sweep through the air, only to have the temperature instantly return to normal once he stepped out. Paranormal investigator Sam Ashford later explained that such cold spots are often signs of a ghostly presence, as spirits are said to drain energy and warmth from their surroundings. When Chris leaned toward a long concrete shelf, his camera quietly recorded a white shadow figure gliding through the background, something he wouldn't notice until much later. Returning upstairs, his night vision equipment picked up yet another disturbing anomaly, something even he couldn't explain.
666. Hell's door. That's kind of creepy. Damn. Still gotta go down there too. Did you hear that? That was loud. What the hell? What the was that? What the was that noise? Oh, shit. All of a sudden, I feel sick. I gotta get out of here. Come on, don't do this.
a sudden thunderous bang echoed behind him. Startled, Chris spun around just in time for his camera to capture a dark silhouette moving beside him, before vanishing into thin air. Seconds later, the same figure reappeared, this time peeking out from a doorway in the distance. Moments after the encounter, Chris's body reacted violently. He became dizzy, nauseous, and began vomiting uncontrollably, as if his energy were being drained. Throughout this episode, the faint outline of the white apparition could be seen looming over him. Chris only discovered this horrifying detail when reviewing his footage later at home. About a month after, he returned to the Cedar Avenue substation for a second investigation, unaware that this trip would plunge him into an even darker supernatural nightmare.
Probably not a good idea to be back here after what happened last time. I got the same setup, the same IR camera set up, and see if I can catch anything else. So I'm back. Wish me luck. I'm just gonna follow the same path as last time. It's a weird noise in this room. That's creepy.
Descending the same stairway as before, Chris entered the basement when his camera microphone picked up a whisper. A faint, chilling voice that said, "You're not supposed to be here." After a pause, the voice returned, darker this time, warning him to run.
It's a weird noise in this room.
Completely unaware of the disembodied voice, Chris pressed deeper into the investigation. The upper floors seemed quiet and empty, showing no sign of the ghostly entity he had captured before. But as soon as he returned to the basement, the same unnatural cold enveloped him again. Determined to document solid evidence of paranormal activity, Chris moved farther into the dark room, unaware that something sinister was about to happen.
Yep, it's still really cold in here. Look, you can see my breath now. Look. Like, that's how you know I'm not lying. It's really creepy in here. As I walk, it sounds like people are talking. Bones are still there. It's nasty. What the hell? What the hell is that? Oh, shit. Something. Holy shit. I know y'all heard that. That scared the shit out of me. I do have my gun just in case. Animal. Holy shit.
Without warning, a deafening crash erupted behind him, echoing through the basement walls. Terrified, Chris sprinted upstairs as his infrared camera filmed a glowing white figure moving through the shadows below. When he cautiously returned to investigate, he found a heavy wooden crate that had been violently thrown from above, but there was no one else there. Refusing to abandon his search, Chris repositioned his camera and continued his ghost investigation, not realizing he was about to face his most demonic encounter yet.
This big-ass box just fell on this grate. Maybe it fell from up there. Oh my God, my heart's racing. You know what? I'm gonna put the IR camera up here while I explore. Yeah, those gotta be raccoons. I can hear them up there.
out of nowhere, an unseen force slammed into him, hurling him across the floor and knocking him unconscious for nearly 10 minutes. As his limp body lay motionless, faint spectral lights drifted through the room before fading away. When Chris finally regained consciousness, he grabbed his cameras and fled in absolute terror. To this day, no one knows what attacked him. The pattern of events paints a chilling picture. During his first visit, the entity made him violently ill. During the second, it issued a warning, and when ignored, it struck back. The evidence suggests that whatever supernatural force haunts the Cedar Avenue substation does not want anyone trespassing on its domain. Since that night, Chris has never returned to the site, leaving the mystery and its malevolent spirit undisturbed. For this next chilling story, we head to Belgium, where YouTuber Kaz and 2 of his friends decided to explore an abandoned campsite hidden deep within a remote forest. But before they even reached the site, something truly terrifying happened. On December 29th, 2023, the group arrived at the edge of the forest, preparing to film their latest urban exploration video. The moment they stepped out of the car, the air was filled with the distant barking of dogs echoing from somewhere deep within the woods. As they reached the forest entrance, they noticed a fallen tree blocking the trail. Scrawled across it was a disturbing message. Private. This is a space of prayer. Please respect the space. Behind it, another sign read, Beware. Watchdog Kaz mentioned that none of these warnings were there the last time he visited. Ignoring the uneasy feeling creeping over them, they stepped over the tree trunk and ventured further into the forest. Moments later, an unsettling creaking sound like a door slowly opening echoed through the trees.
Ja, ik hoor... Ja, hoort je het? Die deur, die wint niet. Ik hoor zo...
Nee, dat is een beest.
Zeker?
Ja.
Oh,
Nee.
Waar is dat?
Dat was een deur.
Dat is een deur, hè?
Hallo?
Ik kan de wind ook gaan, ja.
Schijners, hè.
Oh.
Maar ik hoor voetstappen.
Ik hoor van alles hier. Dit is zo eng. Oh, maat.
Hallo? Mogen wij hier binnenkomen?
Concerned they might be trespassing, the YouTubers tried to locate a different way in. They followed a nearby walking path, hoping to avoid restricted property. Before long, they came across another blockade, this time a large tree wrapped in red and white caution tape. A freshly posted sign warned, "No access, private area under camera surveillance." Still, curiosity outweighed fear. Determined to capture the perfect footage, the trio climbed over the barrier and pressed deeper into the haunted forest, unaware that their night of horror was just beginning.
Dat is toch niet mijn auto of zo, hè? Hier wordt letterlijk iemand gemarteld in dat bos. Dit is heel... Daar is geen licht, kijk. Daar is geen licht. Dit is heel fucked. Dus... Wat? Kom gewoon verder. Wat de is dit, kerel? Die zit er lang ook uit. Ja, wat komt daar? Ik zie ze. Zit daar in een lampje. Zo net. Ja, die komt naar hier. Kom naar hier. Kom naar hier. Blijf gewoon hier. Lamp aan of niet? Hallo? 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 What the What the Hey!
Later in the footage, When the video is paused at just the right moment, a spine-chilling sight is revealed. A woman dressed in white, clutching an axe, striding rapidly toward the YouTubers. In an instant, panic erupted. The group bolted in separate directions, their flashlights whipping through the darkness as they screamed each other's names. The forest became a maze of shadows and echoing footsteps, the woman's presence following close behind. But the nightmare was only escalating.
What the is dit? Ja, hoi. Hallo? Hallo? Je moet nu naar hier komen. Ja, we zitten hier in een bos in de Centerlo. We zijn hier in een bos en dat is een verlaten bungalowpark. En ineens komt er een man met een mes of zoiets op ons af. We zijn hier met 3. En ik hoorde ook kloppen. Ik denk dat mijn auto kapot is geslagen. En we zijn vies aan het lopen. Zijn Jurissen. Kom alsjeblieft heel snel.
By the time the police arrived, Kaz stumbled out from the forest, visibly shaken and breathless. Seconds later, the same mysterious woman appeared behind him, emerging from the darkness like a spectral figure made real. Her white gown was torn, her expression blank, and her hand still gripping the weapon.
Ja, is goed. Ja. 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 Dat is die. Daar is die. Ja, ik ben shit.
Mevrouw, het is de laatste keer. Hier blijven.
Maar wat is het?
Je gaat hier blijven.
Ofwel moet ik mee met mijn vrouw mee, ofwel moet ik hier blijven.
Jij hebt het luisteren. Goed? Vanaf nu luisteren naar mij.
Nee, ik ga niet luisteren.
Hé! Weet je respect hebben voor de kleren, ja?
Dat is geen respect hebben voor mij. Nee, dat gaan we niet doen.
Mevrouw?
Nee, dat gaan we niet doen. Dat gaan we niet doen. Nee!
Hé, gedaan. Nu is het gedaan, ja? Pak die lamp. Pak die lamp. Pak die lamp.
Wacht eens. Deze collega moet ik laten zien.
It took 6 officers to restrain her. The woman, seemingly in a dazed and possessed state, was taken into custody. The 3 YouTubers, traumatized and exhausted, drove straight home in silence. They later described the ordeal as a traumatic, life-altering encounter that would haunt their minds forever. Though they escaped without physical harm, the memory of that night and the woman in white remains a chilling reminder that some abandoned places should never be explored. In July 2022, a man named Gaz set out on a solo adventure to his semi-permanent woodland campsite, a secluded patch of forest he often used for peaceful getaways. He arrived late in the afternoon, rushing to prepare before darkness settled in. But the calm he sought was quickly broken. As he approached his familiar sight, the sharp, echoing cry of a wood pigeon pierced through the trees, making him flinch. The forest, though familiar, suddenly felt heavy, as if something unseen was watching him from beyond the tree line.
Looks like some knobbers have been here. Left a right mess. Look at the state of it. Burnt mattresses and that. Looks like this isn't a decent spot for me to camp anymore. Look, they've been sawing trees down and that. What the honestly, people just don't have any respect at all. Toilet roll everywhere and that.
When Gaz finally reached his camp, disappointment quickly replaced his excitement. What was once a tranquil and untouched haven had been left in ruin. Abandoned mattresses, broken branches, and torn toilet paper were scattered across the forest floor. The air carried a foul, smoky odor, remnants of a careless fire. Frustrated by the disrespect shown to nature, Gaz decided to clean the area himself before pitching his tent. The atmosphere felt strange, almost haunted, as if the woods were angry at the intruders who had violated them.
Oh, it started raining now as well. I've half got the tent up, look. But I have brought a tarp with me as well. So I need to get this up. I'm just trying to use about. Oh, come on, don't stick. Ah, oh, come on, man. Oh, that's right. Now I'm trying to enjoy myself. Smoke going all over my face. But I'm going to get this down, mate, and then we'll chill out back in hammock for a bit. Right, that's us pretty much done for night, innit, mate? So I'm testing out the... oh, look at the state of that. Big old spider in here.
Determined to salvage his evening, Gaz tried to shake off the unease. The rain-soaked ground made building a fire nearly impossible, but his persistence paid off. He managed to cook some chicken over the dim flames, rewarding himself with a quiet, hard-earned meal. As he settled into his tent, the forest grew eerily silent, until the night broke with unsettling noises. He heard the snapping of twigs, the crunch of footsteps, and a low grunt that sounded disturbingly like a wild boar. Yet there were no pigs in these woods. His dog remained calm, but Gaz's pulse quickened. The forest, once peaceful, now felt alive with paranormal energy. Unsure if the noises were merely the wind or something supernatural lurking nearby, Gaz grabbed his flashlight and stepped into the misty darkness. The drizzle fell softly through the trees, muting his footsteps as he searched for movement. Every rustle made him turn. Every gust felt like a whisper. Yet, after several tense minutes, he found nothing. Only the haunting emptiness of the rain-soaked forest staring back at him.
Going on with this wind. What's up, mate?
When Gaz returned, he was startled to find his dog lounging peacefully in the hammock, completely unbothered by what had just occurred. The strange activity had stopped as suddenly as it began. Though he never discovered what had caused the noises that night, the sense of being watched lingered in his mind. The eerie silence of that forest would stay with him long after he left, a chilling reminder that sometimes, even in the wild, you're not as alone as you think.
burnt out mattress as well. I'll have to take that out because I won't be able to take it all at once because I've used my rubbish bag to put their rubbish in. People must think I'm homeless. If you could hear them noises on the video, then let me know what it is. It did sound like a pig, but we don't have any wild pigs in.
In February 2018, a YouTuber named John, the creator behind the channel Lost Lakes, uploaded a bone-chilling story from one of his solo backcountry camping trips deep in the Canadian wilderness. The unnerving encounter took place around 3:30 a.m. at a remote site west of Cheapo, Ontario. A location so secluded there was no signal, no nearby campers, and no chance of calling for help. It was the kind of isolation that makes every sound echo louder, every shadow seem alive.
Living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night, and then around 3:30 I started to hear this pacing sound, and 45 minutes later it's still just pacing around out there.
John recalled waking to the distinct sound of something pacing around his tent in the dead of night. The steady crunch of footsteps circled him for nearly 45 minutes, refusing to fade. Being in what many call the black bear capital of the world, he first assumed it was a bear, or perhaps a moose or wild cat, all known to turn violent if startled. The thought of a massive animal just inches away from the thin layer of fabric separating him from the dark made his heart pound. To calm both himself and his audience, John showed the items he carried for protection: a hatchet, bear spray, and an air horn. Unfortunately, his escape plan failed. His car keys were locked inside the vehicle, leaving him completely vulnerable.
Sensitive to light. Second line of defense, if the thing starts poking its nose at the tent, then I have got this little hatchet here, which I could whack it with this like sheath on, and worst case take the sheath off. And then last line of defense, you might think this would be the second one, is the bear spray. If I use the bear spray in the tent, I'm going to get blinded and incapacitated. Not an option right now because I'm an idiot and I can't find my key. And the pacing continues. It's all gravel here. This is a kind of a boat launch for this little lake here, so I can hear everything on the gravel. I can hear all the footsteps. But anyway, the talking isn't making it go away, but it hasn't made a move toward the tent yet, so I don't know. Maybe it's just curious. And
Against all odds, John survived the night without a single scratch. Whatever had been stalking his campsite vanished before dawn, leaving only silence and footprints in the frost. He never learned what or who was responsible, but the eerie pacing still haunted his memory. Some viewers insisted it must have been wildlife, while others speculated something far stranger. A supernatural entity, perhaps a restless spirit of the forest, curious about the lone intruder trespassing on its ground.
something literally just touched my tent before I turned on the camera, but I don't think it's whatever is making that noise. It was probably just a mouse or something, but I'm not really appreciated right now. Second, there's no cell signal here.
John's video remains a haunting reminder of the unpredictable dangers of solo camping, whether from wild animals, the elements, or something unseen and unexplainable lurking just beyond the glow of the campfire.